Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Grogan, and this is the first video that I'm creating for personal financial literacy. Uh, it is a video that will go over how to log into Everfi.com, right? And it will also help you get started with the first module. Okay, the website is called Everfi.com. It is a website that we're going to be working on throughout the course of the semester. We won't spend the entire time on it, but as you'll see, we will. Once every couple of weeks, we'll be working on a module through Everfi. We'll focus, we'll go a little bit more in depth into some of the modules, some more than others, all right? But there's 7 in all, and we're going to be covering them throughout the course of the semester, all right? We'll probably end up doing 2 during the first week, and then we'll go more in depth into those modules over the next few weeks after, all right? So what you want to do, it is very important that you log into Everfi because, as I said, a fair amount of your grade is going to be based on these modules that you're going to be doing through Everfi. There's 7 of them in all. Probably end up doing like 3 or 4 during the per quarter. So as I said, it will count for a significant part of your grade. So what you want to do in order to log on to Everfi is you want to go to everfi.com. All right. And I'll do that right now. Okay. And the website will look something like this. All right. If you stay on there for more than for like 30 seconds or so, you will see a little screen that pops up on the bottom right-hand corner that just says, "Hi, may I help you?" You can ignore that. Yep. See, there it is. All right. So what you want to do is you want to go to the top right-hand corner and it'll say student teacher login. You click on that. All right. Now, from here on in, there's a couple of different things you can do. This is where it says select Everfi K through 12 platform. It may or may not pop up. All right. It may just show up looking like this once you click on the student teacher login. All right. And now if you are able to utilize the website Clever, you can log in through that site. All right. But it might make more sense to just register on here. Okay. And when you click on the register button, okay, it'll give you a registration code to enter in. All right. And the registration code will be listed up here. Okay. Now, make sure I'm going to post for each class, I'm going to post an attachment that will show you how to the classroom code for it. So the one that I have listed on the video may be a little bit different, especially if you have me for period 6 or period 7. I'm showing the period 2 one right now. All right. So once you enter in that code, all right, there is a couple of things that you need to do with the registration info. All right. In particular, the username and the password you'll have to create. For username, just use your student ID. Okay. And come up with a password. I would suggest using something like school21. All right. Don't worry. No one's going to hack into this. All right. And you don't need to fill out an email. But they do want to make sure that you put in your correct birth date and whatnot. All right. So once you get through all of that, all right, what will end up happening, and I'm just going to sign in right here. You're going to end up, you'll see something that shows up on the screen. It'll look a little bit like this, but not entirely. All right. But you will see an option there for Everfi. Okay. And let me just pull that up here. Okay. And when you open up Everfi, okay, it's going to look a little bit like this. Actually, it will look exactly like this. All right. In just one moment. Okay. You will see when you open up once you complete the registration process and get like your username and your password set up, okay, you'll see a welcome screen for Everfi. Just make sure that you open it up and it'll show up looking like this. Now, it will also, one thing that will come up is it will, after like 20 seconds or so, it will direct you to a survey. You can skip the survey if you want. All right. If you want to fill it out, it probably takes like 10 minutes to do. All right. But you can skip it. All right. You just have to, when it'll ask a series of questions, you just scroll down and click continue and do that a couple of times and you'll get to the end of it. All right. Now, when it comes to the Everfi modules, all right, you'll start off with doing the banking basics one. All right. Each of these modules take about a half hour to 45 minutes to do. All right. And the key thing here is that there will, when you start the module, okay, all right, all right, it will start off by asking, it'll just show you like some basics that you're going to be covering in that module, right? Like for instance, for the banking basics, all right, it will discover the types of financial institutions and products, go into managing a checking and savings account, and things of that nature. Okay. It starts off by asking a couple of assessment questions. This just shows what you know going in, like what you already know. All right. You can answer them truthfully, or you can just kind of breeze your way right through it. Okay. And so like, for instance, like you could do that if you wanted to, it's not going to matter. All right. But once you get through that, all right, then it goes through the module itself. Okay. And as I said, it takes probably about a half hour or so to get through. At the end of the module, there is a series of 10 questions. All right. And what you want to do is, and they're all multiple choice. I mean, there might be a couple of true or false ones thrown in there. All right. But they're all either multiple choice or true false. Okay. The key thing with this is that you want to make sure that you get a 70 or above the last 10 questions. All right. If you get a 70 or above, you get full credit. Okay. If you get below a 70, you have to retake the assessment at the end of the module. Okay. Again, you have to go through the whole module before you get to the assessment questions that are at the end. All right. And you have to get a 70 or above, meaning you have to get 7 out of 10 right. Okay. To get full credit. If you don't, you can redo the questions without having to go through the module all over again. All right. Now, if you take it and you get like a 10 or a 20, it may make more sense to go through the whole module again. But if you get like a 60 on it, you can just quickly retake the module, the assessment questions at the end of the module without having to go through the whole module. All right. If you get a 70 or above, you're good. Okay. And this goes for all 7 modules. All right. As I said before, we will be going more in depth into most of them. There are a couple that we're not going to spend too much time on, but we will definitely be spending time on the banking basics. I'll probably end up assigning the income and employment, the second module, all right after this one, all right, because the second module deals with taxes, and I do want to go over filling out a 1040 form, which, as I said, it won't get to until after February break. But because this is income tax season, I want to make sure that I cover that. All right. I want to make sure that I cover it during income tax season. So, as I said, make sure that you are that you log into Everfi, that you start working on the first module, and it's on banking basics. If you have any questions on this, please let me know. Thank you very much.